hosts with the most general as always. Welcome back. So we're obviously continuing our Chucky franchise. We are doing Bride of Chucky from 1998, starring Jennifer Tilly, Brad Dourif, obviously, Katherine Heigl, Alexis Arquette. Oh, may she rest in peace. Even though she is playing a male in this one, no big deal. That's what I liked about Alexis, is that she did go for both male and female parts. Man, I'm just saying, she fucking hustled. And also, this has the late, great John Ritter. May he rest in peace as well. My goodness. And then this was, of course, written once again by Don Mancini, directed by Ronnie Yu. Woo. It's woo. Sorry. So I mean, literally, the only two actual movies that I'm aware of that I've seen by Ronnie Wu is this movie and Freddy vs. Jason. And honestly, and I know this is not really about him necessarily, because I mean it's only two of his movies, and both movies, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of. Although with Bride of Chucky, because I've been pretty open, I've never been to Team Chucky. It's not a franchise. I grew up with the franchise, but not religiously as I did with Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff. I just never took to these movies as I did those. But with Ronnie Yu and everything in this movie, between the two movies that I've seen by him, I like this one a smidge more, but not really am in love with it. I liked it. I liked it a little bit more than what I remembered liking it. It's been quite some time since I've seen this movie. I had fun with it, but it didn't change my world. It wasn't like, oh my god, yeah, this is really great. It really wasn't one that hooked me into the series, let's say. So, and also too, the ending, I gotta bring this up. I may as well address it now. The ending, I don't know if it's just me or what, but the ending was just so, especially compared to the last three entries of this franchise, the ending to this one just seemed a little like, oh, that's what you did? You just shot him? I mean, okay, it could be worse, I mean, yeah, you have a gun, go ahead and shoot him, makes sense. But after the last three movies where we have these elaborate last death scenes for Chucky, it just seemed kind of like, boom, 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 okay, cop shows up, shoot him some more time, a couple more times, and boom. And then we go to Tiffany, where thinks she's dead because she's all charred up, and she's not, and she's screaming, grabbing her belly, and then boom, the next entry is written. We all know what comes next. I'm not even gonna say it. Y'all fucking know. But no, I mean, this movie was okay. Terrific cast. I did like the cast, with the exception of Katherine Heigl. I just, I've never really followed her, but just, and I don't know if these reports are true, but I've always, throughout the years, have always seen these little, pop-up articles about how she's just kind of not the easiest to work with, kind of has an attitude. So kind of watching this, I just kind of instantly, every time she's on screen, I was kind of like, what the hell are you doing in a horror movie? Aren't you a little too good for a horror movie? So I kind of had that mentality with this movie whenever she was on screen. I don't even mean to kind of bash her, but like I said, just because I've heard so many things about her as an actress and on these sets that it was just kind of, anytime I see her in a movie, I'm just kind of got a little bit of bad taste in my mouth. I'm just saying. I just feel bad for the rest of the actors. I'm just saying. But speaking of which, I don't know, it does seem kind of weird that Katherine Heigl would be in a horror movie. I know this was at a time, especially at a time where it was the couth thing to do, to be in a horror movie. A lot of people were getting into horror movies at the time. A few years later, we had Jessica Biel started the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sarah Michelle Gellar starred in a good a handful of horror movies throughout this time. So I mean, I give her props for doing that, but like I said, Katherine Heigl seems really out of place. And I know this was early in her career, so she was probably okay, whatever roles I can get, but you knows. I love Alexis Arquette in this. Can I just say that? I love Alexis Arquette. She's another person that, yeah, she has never really been in, like, the greatest movies. But I have to say, like, between her and, Patricia Arquette, like, I love those two women. Like, no disrespect to, like, to David Arquette or any of the other Arquettes, Rosanna Arquette or anything like that. But those two, I really liked. You know, they're very much themselves, especially Alexis. I mean, the whole family was just kind of, for the most part, I know they seem a little weird sometimes, but they seem pretty level-headed about a lot of things. So, and plus, too, I gotta give that family credit for accepting a transgender sibling and, you know, not all going into hiding and stuff, like, just being very supportive about Alexis. You know, by the way, happy Pride Month, you guys. Forgot it's Pride Month. It's been so weird this year, dude. But yeah, I mean, those are some of the positives, and even, you know, like John Ritter, Jennifer Tilly, I loved in this and everything. John Ritter, god dang, he was one of those things in here, like, he played such a dick in here, and it's so against type for him, especially people who have seen him in other things, like the series he was in at the time, or I think he started a few years later, the 10 Things, or like 10 Rules for Dating My Daughter, and then also too, like, Three's Company from back in the 70s and stuff, like, always played kind of like the nice guy, or the nice dad, or whatever, so this was kind of nice to really see him playing against type. I mean, even in the original It, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit different, but it was not anything like this character, like this police chief or sheriff or whatever. Like, oh, he's just one of those douche-ass cops. I'll say it. Not all of them are like that, but he's definitely one of those douche-ass cops who abuse his power. I'll admit it. But yeah, I mean, the movie was, like I said, the movie was kind of fun. It takes actually place 1 month after the events of the previous film and everything, so we're kind of brought up to a more current timeline as of this movie, so it kind of does correct some of the continuity and stuff, or at least kind of rectifies the continuity. Yeah, Tiffany ends up finding this doll and stuff. So yeah, it's just kind of more of Chucky trying to get his way into another body, and so he doesn't have to be in this. But, like, Chucky, you've been in this doll for like 10 years now. Just give it up. Just live the rest of your life in this body. Everyone thinks you're dead and buried. At least your physical body is. Just continue doing you, dude. Just continue doing you. I think in this one they do actually finally acknowledge, because they do acknowledge the murders from the previous films, but this one, I believe they did actually finally admit, oh yeah, it was the doll's fault. Fourth movie took them to these characters to realize it was the doll, and not Andy and his supposedly crazy ass mother. I'm still waiting for that story. I want resolution. I want some resolve in this storyline of what happened to Andy and his mother. Like, I know I'm not the only one. I'm just saying. You guys, but this one, I mean, I don't even have, like, that much to say. Like I said, I didn't absolutely love it. I don't necessarily hate it, even though I do have some issues with this. But at the end of the day, honestly, it was not as bad as my brain kept telling me. It was decent, you know, not terrible. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What you think of Bride of Chucky. And then next time for this franchise, we will be doing Seed of Chucky. I hope you guys know I love you. That's why I do this. I'm just saying. But anyway, guys, thanks for listening. As always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.